up, guys? It's Dave here from GI Tactical in Plano, Texas, and today we've got a neat behind-the-scenes look at what happens when we head out to events. So, over the weekend, Duncan and Matt, two of the guys from the store here in Texas, were at Op 878 from Desert Fox Events out at 878 Airsoft, which is a fantastic field in Waxahachie. If you guys have not been, totally worth checking out. They've got it's like 170-something acres, a huge, gigantic field. It's one of the biggest ones that I have been to in the state of Texas, and they've got a great motor pool. Chad, the owner's a really good dude. They got tons of great stuff out there. Highly recommended you check them out. However, this is the first time that Matt and Duncan have ever experienced anything like a Desert Fox event where you've got the app and the organized milsim play. So I thought you guys would be interested in seeing the perspective on the game from some guys who don't have the kinds of milsim experience that I have when I gave my thoughts on Desert Fox events after I went to their one at D14. So we're going to go meet up with them here in just a second and let you guys kind of hear their thoughts. But one quick thing before we go, we got to throw the sponsor stuff in there, right? So right now we have a very, very limited quantity of mystery boxes left available on the Airsoft GI website. In fact, depending on what time this posts today, they may actually already be gone. But if not, you should go check them out. The grand prize for this thing is a $3,000 American PTW from Sistema, and that is an unbelievable prize. I cannot remember the last time that I saw a Sistema just outright available to buy on our website, at least at Airsoft GI. Normally, you've got to custom order those things through Z-Shot, and they are insanely expensive, and they have a pretty good backlog of order time on them when you're trying to pick one up because they are very, very sought after, but they take a while to make. These things are primo guns, so definitely an excellent grand prize. So make sure you guys go check that out. It's our Big Mystery Box 4.0. It's on sale right now. It went live yesterday, and there are still, I think, as of when I'm filming this, there's about 50 or so left. So make sure you guys go snag one. Now let's go meet up with Matt and Duncan and see what they thought about the DFE game.
So we are here with Duncan and Matt. Duncan is our assistant manager, and Matt is one of our sales reps, and the guy responsible for putting up most of those cool new products that have been going up on the website lately. So if you guys got requests, he's the guy you want to bug about them. But these guys went to Desert Fox Events at 878. So why don't you guys start with just kind of telling us what your general opinions were of the game.
You first.
You would make me go first. Anyway, so for the one game I played, due to physical limitations of lots of hills and my weak knees.
Knees weak, arms are heavy. Was there vomit on your vest already?
Mom spaghetti. I had a good time. The game I played was very action-packed to start off with, and then the times that there wasn't like a lot of firefights, I ended up getting up to some shenanigans. Shout out to Austin, those Aussie boys from Colorado, giving me the pleasure of having a rock, paper, scissors match in the middle of a game, having our friendlies look very confused as to why 4 enemies were right there. I bet the guys back over at the pro shop were very confused as to why there were 3 red dots and 4 blue dots just commingling for about 20-30 minutes. But it was fantastic. The player experiences of getting to actually talk to different people and just get some community feedback was fantastic. It's all about meeting people and talking to people that makes a game good. And I actually enjoyed being able to see where objectives were instead of just having to yell at someone and be like, hey, what are we even doing? There's a little thing that you can look at on your phone that says, hey, you big dummy, go right there. So that was pretty cool. And then I got to see whenever you and your brother decided to die.
Do shenanigans.
Yeah, and do shenanigans. It was always great. You two would die, I'd hold out, then 20-30 minutes later, it's like, hey, you're back and I'm still here. So hey.
Right on, Duncan, what'd you think, man?
I liked it quite a lot. I had a lot of fun. Kind of sad my AK didn't want to work, but oh well. I kind of shredded people with my stoner, so was kind of happy about that.
You haven't played with that one in quite a while. That must
I
have been fun.
have not.
Classic
No, it was
Army
very fun.
shout out, great gun, that Classic Army LMG.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorites. I had a lot of fun. I did like the app. And the app actually kind of helped me figure out where the objectives were a lot easier. I did like the fact on how...
well, yeah, this is only your second time playing it at 878?
Yes, second time.
Yeah, so you guys didn't know the field super great. So that must have been really handy. I was to say,
yeah,
I know...
The app helped a lot with, managing the field because...
878 is huge.
Half the time you're like, is that still the field?
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, it's especially when like you come from playing at like D14, which not to say anything bad about D14, it's a great field, but it is smaller and it's much easier to kind of get your bearings because you have a lot of landmarks that you can see from pretty much anywhere on the field.
Yeah.
But at 878, based on the couple times I've played out there, it's a lot easier to get lost for sure. Like if you can't see the town and you don't know the field as well as like the regulars do, man, it is rough.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool. So what'd you guys think of the field?
I liked it. It's a pretty good field. I do like the awesome 2-story building they have.
Right, yeah, verticality is always great in gameplay, man. I think
And,
Chad and the guys did a great job building those.
the local shrubbery definitely adds a little bit of, okay, well, I can't stay here that long because there's like thorn bush after thorn bush after thorn bush. So it's like as soon as you start trying to camp or crawl or move in any direction that isn't on your feet,
Yeah, it's very non-permissive
yeah,
for sure.
you're getting some stabs. But shout out to Lancer Tactical, and your Gorka pants helped me stay in the game long enough to actually shoot people. Those thick canvas pants help prevent the thorns from like actually getting to my legs.
Yeah.
So that actually got into a firefight with some guys after him and his brother decided to die for the second time, where I had to low crawl to try to get to these guys because I had already shot at them, and then my battery died.
Oh no.
So I had to do a quick like field, yank the stock off, switch the battery, put it back on, change mags, and prompts tomorrow. I don't know what's going on situation, and so this one random dude, I guess, had the same idea to flank all the way around, like past the enemy spawn, but like still in like the field. And he had this nice HPA rig that was like really loud and causing distractions, and so I would just let him shoot people, and I was just gonna crawl to get around to this one side that they weren't looking, and I ended up getting one of the guys over there, and then right after that guy got shot, I ended up regrouping back with them, and then they called game over. So
Yeah.
that was a very interesting, like, well, I'm gonna do my best to try to at least be helpful in this firefight situation.
Yeah, that was something I noticed when I played at the D14 Desert Fox games. Their scenarios are a lot faster than what we run. So you guys know, like Duncan, Matt, and I are kind of like the three big brains behind all the BB Wars games that we do out here. We do a lot of the design work, and we tend to prefer doing like a very, very small number of longer, more involved games.
Yeah.
But it surprised me to kind of see. That's what I expected going into my first Desert Fox game with Josh's pedigree as like the guy from behind Milsim West, and like Jet does a lot of Milsim stuff too. I expected it to be a little bit more hardcore than it was, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it definitely was different. It reminded me a lot of playing like back home in California, like where I grew up. And it was a totally different animal.
Yeah.
So Duncan, you played more than the first game because your knees are not weak, and you did not have vomit on your vest already. That was your mom's spaghetti. So what did you think of the different game types?
I like the different game types. Second game we played. Oh, I'm trying to remember it. I can't even think today. But also
Duncan is clearly still exhausted from the weekend.
Yeah. Now, either way, the second game I ran the LMG. I had fun just pinning people down and things like that.
Yeah.
Me and Derek ambushed a group of guys, and we surprised the heck out of them.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that app sometimes it leads to some really emergent moments where people are too busy staring down at their phones, trying to figure out what's going on, and it leads to a lot more stealthy shenanigans. We definitely had that experience at Desert Fox a lot too. Now you guys played for ERT, the green team?
Yes.
Eastern Royal Trading.
Yeah, the red. It was like green, red, and
green, red, and black. Yeah. So I played TSS at the last game, but to my understanding, you guys had a very similar experience to what I had, where you guys just absolutely slapped the other team into oblivion, which seems to be a trend. Poor Ronan can't get to catch a break down here in Texas, man. But overall, you guys had a good time.
Oh yeah, honestly, it was one of the better events that I've been to in a hot minute. I actually would say that having like airsoft celebrities or personalities or however they want to be labeled, YouTubers, having them out there.
I know Jet hates the celebrity word.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's the nomenclature of
it is,
the
yeah.
times.
That's what the kids call it. I hate it too. So I'm with them.
Having them out there and just being able to meet people,
Right.
and being able to actually play with them and being like, so that's why they're so effective.
Yeah,
It's
interesting to see, right?
It lets you know who is real and who isn't, and you kind of actually get a good perspective on that.
Okay, so to summarize, final thoughts here. I always think the cool thing about Desert Fox is the reason why you should go to his events versus why you should spend your time somewhere else at the same game is because of the app, right? So overall, you guys thought the app,
awesome.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It sounds like they made a lot of updates to it since the last time I got to play with it too.
Well, I especially like.
Y'all said you didn't have very many problems with it.
Yeah.
I like the chat feature because
that was super useful.
Like if you're in an area where you're getting rolled or you're trying to be stealthy or something, you kind of help set it up so long as people are paying attention to it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that people don't pay attention as much as they should. So realistically, it's more of like a command feature to where it's like if you're a squad leader and you need to get in touch with someone else who's a squad leader, they can look at it.
Yeah, I found it more reliable than using radios, right? So like my airsoft background here, like I play a lot of American Milsim games. I'm used to radio networks that are more convoluted than they have any right to be. That never seemed to work. So, especially because most of my American Milsim games are like out at D-Day Adventure Park where radio signals go to die. So that chat feature, man, was super nice. I honestly didn't even really use it for capturing objectives too much, but it was so nice to just look down and be like, oh, hey, Jet says we need to be here because that's where Ronan is currently backed into a corner and we need to go shoot him. So it was a good time. Like man, that chat feature is super useful. Well, I think we're running out of time here, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this one short. But overall, big shout out, big thanks to Desert Fox Events for having us out. Big shout out to Scott from US Airsoft for coming out as always. Big shout out to your buddies from Colorado that y'all met this weekend for being awesome and providing probably the most entertaining story I've heard from an airsoft game in the last 6 months. So they know what's up. We will catch you guys next time. My name is Dave. This is Matt. This is Duncan. You guys have been wonderful, and we'll see you guys next time on GITV.